Where do you think your strengths come from? Does it come from family, culture, or something else?
My strength comes from my family, which is also a big part of culture.
My strength comes from family and culture and community. Community is a big thing.
My strength comes from my faith and in Jehovah, the Creator. And my strength comes from my children, yourself, my daughter, and the land of the Creator.
Where do you think your strength comes from? Does it come from family, culture, or something else?
Okay. Okay, I think it comes from all of them, but it actually stems, I believe, from the footprint of your journey in life is what your strength is. So sometimes you'll go in a little crater, I call it, you know, like the holes in the road, in the asphalt, like along a road, pothole.
Pothole.
Sometimes you'll hit a pothole and sometimes you're up walking again. And I believe it's those potholes that give you the strength along the way. But for me, it's come from those early years of what we experienced as a family that makes me so determined to be the family that we are.
How did your people stay strong through hard times?
By sticking together, by being connected.
I think our people stay strong because we stay together, and that's hunter-gatherer heritage, survival for each other.
You know, like in our times when there wasn't any food, our families had the knowledge to live off the land in terms of vegetation and local places that they knew where to get things.
How did your people stay strong through the hard times?
I remember saying to a few people that when things got tough, they used to just roll up their sleeves and get on with it, rather than worry about whether it was too hard to do. And I learned from that if you had a go, you always got some outcome from it. It mightn't be what you really wanted, but it's always, so if you have a go, it's a good option to succeed or improve yourself. Yeah.
Humbleness, perseverance. They were humble people. They endured a lot of heartache and they've suffered a lot. We still are. And I think we get more strength in our endurance from our family, our children. If we go off the rails, you know, somehow your children bring us back. You know?
Yeah.
And also our loved ones that are passed.
Yeah.
We think of the good memories, you know, and that's what we need to hold on to. And the creator of the earth.
Yeah.
An animal that sustains us.
We definitely stay strong by being together, and that's what they say. That's why people say you can be a complete stranger walking down the street and they'll look at you, they'll nod, they'll acknowledge you and they'll say, "Where's your mob?" or "How you going, cuss?" That's how we stay strong, so we stay connected and we care about each other and we share a lot. So we'll share what we have, or we share our knowledge, we share our caring, and I think that's how community is, that's how we've stayed strong, because we know who we are. That's the other thing. We stay strong because we know who we are. We know where we come from, no matter where they put us. And if you don't know, we're okay to ask. I think that's a gem of what we do, is that we'll ask someone when we get to know them. Do you know so-and-so? Or did you know this about that? The biggest thing about keeping strong too is listening to each other, to our stories and to our conversations, our conversations that can be either friend-driven or community-driven or politically driven. I think there's a lot out there that keeps us strong, but our elders kept us strong. Our older people kept us strong physically by knowing who they were and where we could go to and who to talk to. So we knew, for instance, you know, like at Balladoran, like just outside of Dubbo when we used to live there, and Peak Hill, down Whitten Road, you knew, Whitten Park Road, you knew who was in this house, who was in that house. You go there for the television. You knew the families went into that house to play cards, and you knew where to go to if you were crook or needed a Band-Aid. So that's the kind of strength that I grew up with, I was born with. You know, and when we had a roast dinner on a Sunday, it wasn't in someone family having a roast dinner, it was the mob would come and they'd all bring something. We'd have to sit in one house or would be out the back picking yams or yabbies down the dam. We were a lot of kids, we did that together. Nowadays you go to Woolies and you buy the salad. You know, like, seriously.
It's all just community.
So I think good food kept us strong too. Yeah.
When you were young, what did you hope your life would be like?
Plenty of money, plenty of time, and lovely great-grandchildren, which I have.
When you're young, you always think that the grass is greener on the other side. And I don't think I had a push bike for a long time. And I thought I was disadvantaged because I didn't have a push bike. We didn't have a dog, so we're disadvantaged. Didn't have a car. So you're always trying to want something better for your life, which also can encourage you to be a better person and work harder.
When you were young, what did you hope your life would be like? What it is now. Take your time.
It's a very good question. So when we were young...
You're still young.
Still young, you're as young as you feel. I always wanted to be a teacher. From a little age, I used to, you know, line up the teddy bears or line up any toys I could get, and they were my classroom. The prabs, the dolls. So when we were little, we didn't really think too much of the future. And then when we were little, because we were stolen from the front yard and then never seen our mum and dad, just suddenly that happened, it changes. You don't think about it then. But when you are little and playing and running around, you do think of what life would be like, and you think it's going to be what it is. You know, the beautiful country air, the skies, the trees, the dust, the play, you know, the other kids, all my cousins, you know. And it's funny because the cousins I was playing with that day, I met them again for the first time 2 years ago.
Wow.
And I have beautiful photos on my camera of them from that day to that day we had seen each other. So it was, we did as kids think that life would be like that and that it would be our oyster, that we would grow up and be whatever we want to be, do whatever we want to do. And we were lucky, I suppose, that we had those, you know, few years with our family to think like that and be like that. Because after that it was a bit of you just adjusted to whatever your life was, you know, wherever you went, whatever family you got, whatever town you got. But I certainly thought we'd have a good life.
We did.
We did.
You wanted to be a teacher, but you became
I worked
a
in
mentor.
education anyway.
You became a role model.
Oh, there you go. So 30 years in education, I never taught, never became a teacher, but always wanted to, but I didn't have the discipline of the study, and I didn't have what I think teachers are a magnificent force because they have 30 little minds and hearts to worry about in the classroom. So good on them, I say.
What traditions or knowledge do you most want young people to keep alive?
We want our young people to keep our culture alive, to keep learning more about our culture and teaching our culture.
I'd just like to hope that young people be proud of their families, proud of their culture, proud of their community.
What traditions or knowledge
Well,
do you want us
yeah,
to have?
for sure. Hey, that's well, definitely respect.
Yeah.
Respect, understanding, learn from the elders, and go and walk about.
Yeah.
To meet up with other nations.
For sure.
To meet up with people from around the world, because we all suffered. Everyone suffers around the world. And we need to learn and grow as a human race to look after the earth and the animal and the sea, the land, But to go forward, we need to go forward, not dwell on the past. We've got to go forward as a nation.
Yeah, like healing.
Healing, for sure. And to hear people's stories and to heal.
For sure.
What traditional or knowledge did you most want young people to keep alive?
I believe it was, like you, Nate, you knowing who your relatives were or are and being connected to them so that you in later life will become strong and will always have the support of family around you. And I wish that for your father as well, my grandson.
What traditions or knowledge do you most want young people to keep alive?
Good question.
What would you like us to keep alive?
I would like us to keep alive the culture that's coming back very strong. Respect for the land that you're on. Now, right now we're sitting on Darug land, and I believe that this is what's happening now. I'd like to see this generation bring back their position, their rights to this land, to be having a voice and to be leading what's on their land. Because if you go to our mob, like if you go to Dubbo, and you're welcome to participate in the decision making, the planning, the cultural decisions that are made around our ochre or around who the leader is in the community. Like we've got leaders in education, we've got leaders in community that we know work gets done, decisions get made, we get better things for our community, we get services fine-tuned. That's the kind of dedication and work I'd like to see that this generation keeps up and not be too sidetracked with your lives, that it should be embedded in your lives to think of
The importance.
the importance, but also the vulnerable of our community, like to make sure that everyone's got their mental health, or that services have been okay for our elderly or the young ones. Are they accessing early childhood, early education to give them the best foundations for their lives? In our way, I'd like us to pick that up. But for me too, this country where I have lived since I was 8, which is Darug land, I want to be thinking that the next generation will put their heads up and recognise and start supporting the Darug people in them stepping up and claiming their sovereignty. That's what I would like to see.
How do we honour the legacy of those who walked before us in the way we lived and led today?
By respecting our elders that led the path and made the path for us. We've got to continue those and pass that down to our next generation.
I believe that's done in terms of you following your instincts in terms of how your parents bring you up, and also you will receive strength By keeping the connections to country and your mob.
Okay, how do we honour the legacy of those who walked before us in the way we live and lead today? So how, like, in our movements, you know, how does it honour kind of like someone like Nan, growing up on a mission?
Well, understanding, like, knowing that they came from hardcore to get what we have today. You know, we've got to,
Yeah, for sure.
we've got to go back, understand the past to go and respect that to go forward, and to appreciate what we do have.
Yeah,
There's so much out there. There's so much opportunities,
Yeah.
and as I said, we can't let the poisons overtake our lifestyles. You know, of
yeah.
drug and alcohol. We've got to do rehabs. We've got to get healing. You know, and heal each other.
Yeah, help
support
our
each
community.
other.
Yeah,
Be positive.
for sure.
And to go to do these programs to get better, and as I said, go walk about and learn.
Yeah.
You know, to draw strength from the earth and the land and the animal. Yeah.
I think I can answer that by saying how I honour the legacy in how I honour the legacy of those who walked before me. So I'm walking now because when I was 30, I met, and I will say her name, and it's okay to say her name because she's in my heart and my soul, is Auntie Gloria Matthews. Now that beautiful woman took me on because I was away from country, off country, away from my family, and she took me on and I walked. She allowed me to walk with her. And that's her legacy to me, was her knowledge that she shared, her experience that she allowed me to be with her for. We'd go to meetings at night. We'd go to meetings on weekend. It was about the land, or, you know, the organisations, the services, mainly education too around the kids. So I learnt a lot of what was going on in my community through her. She opened that door and she gave me that passage with her. And it never stopped. It was a beautiful relationship. So much so that at the 30 or fast forward 30 years, and I said to her, I want to thank you for what you gave me, but I don't want to just talk about you when and how wonderful you were when you're not around. I want to thank you now. So I set out 3 catalogues of a trip and I said, let's go on a holiday. So I took her on a beautiful holiday that she picked, and we went to South Australia. We went on the other one, Great Southern or something, because she was just gorgeous. She just had such a presence and people wanted to be around her, you know, and I was so privileged to have that place with her and that time with her when she was well enough to do that trip and well enough to thank me. So that's how I honour the legacy, is by still remembering and cherishing that with her. So I've done the same.
Yeah.
So I've not only done it with you guys, but I've chosen a beautiful woman in the community, and a young woman, and I've took her under my wing, and I've done the same with her. And I hope that she will then carry on that legacy of sharing this knowledge, this walk, and the legacy, you know. So that's what I do, and that's what I'd hope, that how other people will honour the legacy of what we have, and listening, because I just had to listen, you know, and know my place and know when to ask, and they're all the things I learned with her. It's a very respectful, cultural way of learning.
I agree.
My name's Takiri and I'm from Gumbanga Dangari.
My name's Dave. I'm Gamilaroi, Maori fella.
My name's Tariq. I'm from Kempsey. And yeah.
I'm Robbo, a Wiradjuri man. Grew up here in Durra country, and that's me.
Hi, my name's Nate and I'm from Bernivoyage, Nate Beta.
My name's Alice, Hinton-Beta. My father's family is from the Hunter Valley, is Wannerua, and my mother's from Coonabarabran and she's a Gamilaroi woman.
My name's Johnsel and my mum's from Dungari.
My name's Peter and my mob are Ewan on the south coast and Wannerua.
My name's Ivy and I'm from Brewarrina.
My name's Bob Leslie, and my family comes from Gamilaroi country, but I'm from Penrith.
Hi, I'm Brianna Barker. I am from Mirawarri and Eora Gadigal, and also a bit of Wiradjuri and Yirralari.
Yama. I'm Lisa Marrin. On my mother's side, I'm a Eora Gadigal descendant, and on my father, I'm a Yirralari, northwest New South.
My name's Talia and I'm from Dubbo Weejali mob.
My name's Christine and I'm from Peak Hill, so Wiradjuri around all that area of Dubbo.
Cut.
It's Al. Got it?